Okay, so to introduce myself, my name is Aaron and I represent Leeds Tai Chi Academy in Leeds. I teach Tai Chi, Qigong and meditation, usually all together but sometimes separately. I'm going to be teaching today some Qigong in little packages which should be around 20 minutes long. And that should enable us to exercise the physical body, to stretch and strengthen if you want to, but also the trademark of Qigong exercise is that it's internal as well. And that means it's literally internal to the physical body. So we're going to be working internal organs like the diaphragm, the lungs, the heart, and we're going to be doing that consciously. Okay, hello, welcome to Leeds Tai Chi Academy Qigong. I think we'll begin with, this is video one, isn't it? So I'll begin with what's called the Yi Jin Jing Foundation set, a set of exercises to work the body and focus the mind. With each of these videos I'm going to begin with some basics about how to do this type of exercise. Some very simple things. One is standing correctly. So what we want to do is, as you can see now, I'm standing straight. I'm positioning my feet in a particular way to line up the bones. So I want my feet to be shoulder width apart and the toes pointing directly ahead, so the feet are parallel. Try and have the weight in the centre of the foot rather than back in the heel or on the edges. You want the feet to be flat and you want to feel that the whole of the foot is making contact with the earth. And then you want the body to be relaxed. So if you're one of those people who likes to lock their knee to stand upright, you need to relax that. Pay attention to what your body does as a habit, and then we just relax it a little bit so you've got kind of a bouncy feeling. At the back wants to be straight. You want to line up the spine for this type of exercise because we want to have spinal effect, stretching the spine physically and allowing the energy to flow through it. So to do that, we need the chin to be level with the ground. So not looking up like this, and don't move the head from side to side, just keep it like this, so straight lined up. The shoulders relax so the arms can hang vertically, and just open your fingers a little bit. So that gives you the sense that you're ready. It's not just standing stiff, it's not collapsing, it's ready. So this is meant to be easy to do, this way of standing, but with a little bit of discipline to keep the shape, and then relax. Relax inside, make sure there's a minimal amount of effort. Keep your jaw relaxed so the teeth can be separated. And if your tongue's touching the upper palate, that's ideal. As I say, during the course of this session, we will be doing it a few times. So if you feel dizzy now, take a seat, make sure you're sitting near a seat. This is strong internal exercise. Then the next element I need to make sure you're okay with is sitting correctly. We're going to do a lot of sitting. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I mean. Obviously sitting is getting your bum lower, isn't it? But we don't want to do it like this. Can you see the knees going forward? Because that potentially damages the knee. We want to protect the body and strengthen it. So we keep the knee above the ankle and push the bum back as though you're reaching back for a seat back here. So this here, can you see, from the knee to the ankle is vertical, not like this. To help us with that, you're going to use the hands going forward as a counterweight, counterbalance. As you push the hands forward, you're trying to keep the body upright here so you can sit back. Okay? Don't worry if you don't get that right every time. Just bear in mind that you don't want the knees to be like that. You want them to go back. One thing that you will notice is that it affects the lower back to sit like this. It stretches it out. We want that. That's an area of greatest weakness with people generally because we sit too much and we're not strong there. So these exercises are aimed at strengthening these weak points, which means that when you experience this aching, which you will, don't be worried about that. be worried if it's a sharp pain that makes you unable to do things. Like if you wince when you move, then you need to see a doctor. That's not going to happen here. What will happen is aching. And some people confuse this aching with damage. It's not damage. A sharp pain is damage. Aching is just good work in the body. But you're in control of your own body. You sit as deep as you want to. If you're just new to this, you'll only sit a little way like that. As you get stronger, or if you're strong already, then you can start to sit deeper like this. And can you see how I'm moving the arms forward as I push the bum back and trying to stay upright. Keep the jaw relaxed and the belly relaxed like this. Okay? Good. Now I'm going to do a sequence which starts with that exercise. I'll turn around every so often so that you can see how it looks with the bum and the knees. Okay, so here we go to begin. You need to sit back and just push the fingers forward so they're stretching forward. You don't have to sit very deep if I don't want to. What I do have to do is make sure the knees don't come in and they don't push out. And when I look down, I can see the line from my hip to my knee is laid over the line of the foot from the heel to the toe, so they're all parallel like that. The knees pointing in the direction of the toes. Sit like this and then come back. And you can see that for this version of the exercise, there are many versions. For this one, I'm having the palms facing each other. Several reasons for that. One is about harmonising the body. A lot of these exercises are about harmonising. So it's the same thing on either side. And it's almost like your hands can communicate with each other. You can feel them tingling. We want that. That's good circulation. We're going out, breathing in and breathing out, coming back like this. I could do the opposite pattern. I could breathe out going down. I could breathe in going down. Either way. But as a breathing exercise, it's good to time one phase of the breathing with a phase of the sitting or standing. You choose. So here I could be breathing in, letting it all stretch out and then coming back. Now the next one I'm going to do is coming down to the front like this. And then as I stand up, I'm going to move the hands outwards like this and stretching through the fingertips. So it's getting longer and longer. Then I'm sitting back down and bringing the hands in, back to this parallel position like that. Okay? Like this. Coming out like this. Stretch up and push the bum down, sitting back and bring the fingers in to the front. Standing up, opening out. And already it's quite heating, isn't it? Quite warming exercise. We're going to do a bit more now. I'm going to turn the hands like this, palm up. I'm going to raise them up and stretch up. I'm stretching with the fingers, just pulling up through my body. And I can even look up like that, stretch up. And then I'm going to come down and sit like this. And as I come down, the hands are going to come to the side of the ears. And I want my elbows to be pointing forward rather than out here. Why? Because when the elbows are here, it's pulling around the shoulder blades, around the back, which is a nice exercise. Whereas here, it's possible you could create tension in the neck. We don't want that. And then I'm going to stretch the fingers straight up like this and look up. And then as I get to the top, as an option, I could come up onto the balls of the feet and stretch even further. And then heels down, or maybe your heels are already down, come back down again, like this. Hands to the side of the ears again. And then the next one is coming up again, but now can you see I'm turning the hands palm up. Push up, and now I'm looking up and stretch the whole body open as I push and push and push. Then I want my head to look to the front, start to sit back and let the elbows come down at the side. Can you see how I'm not straight, let the elbows drop down so it relaxes the shoulders. And my arms now are not fully 180 degrees like that. They're in a space in front. So they come down like this. And then I'm going to go back up. So to do that, I'm going to bring the hands up like this. Standing up, and now at shoulder level, turn the hands up. And again, push all the way up and stretch. Then look to the front, sit back down. The hands coming down the side. Now again, coming up and going straight up, but with a twist. We turn the hand here, push straight up and twisting, keeping the head in the middle, the weight in both feet, but I'm just twisting the body as far as I can go, and you can hear how it's affecting my throat. Come back to the front, look to the front, and then sitting down again. If you wanted to make it harder, you would sit deeper. I'll do that on the next one, but you don't need to. If you don't want, turn and stretch and stretch and stretch. Come back to the front, sitting deeper. So I could, if I wanted to test myself, I could go lower. I could even go down into a squat if you want to do that, but it's not necessary. I'll just do one more up like that, just to stretch out. I could just sit like this as well. Can you see that? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's fine too. On this next one, I'm just going to relax here and wait for the next exercise. Because I can feel that that's maybe as much effort as some people want to do. So we'll use the standing exercise that we began with as a kind of break, which is important because you can introduce this active break at any time in this sequence. If you want to pause the video and just stop to gather yourself, just do this. Don't go wander off, just stand here for a moment. Get your feet in the right place, be vertical, relax the jaw, keep the fingers open and breathe deeply. Remember the 4 phases. Deeply drawing the oxygen into the lower belly, absorb, breathe out. Patiently wait for the body to do the in-breath. It does it by itself. You don't have to make it happen. Just breathe in. Okay, so now feel relaxed and come back to normal. The breathing is okay. Now I'm going to continue the sequence. The last thing we did was go up and turn to either side. So we came down like this. So the next part of the exercise is to get to come up with the hands, like this, standing up now. And now I'm turning them over, like going over a ball. Now they push down and they push out, like that. And you see the palms facing out like this. And it brings my body over, so my back's horizontal, and I'm looking in that direction. You might not be able to go down here. You might want to just come to here, that's fine. Wherever you go, make sure that your back is capable of doing it. You don't want to overdo it. If you do it gently and repeatedly, the strength of your back will increase and you can go lower and lower. So the maximum you'd want to go is horizontal like this, stretching the hands out, and it's like your arms are almost by the ears. As I say, you don't have to do that straight away, but if you want to keep doing it, that's as far as you want to go. So then stay horizontal, then bring the hands around to the back like this, and now we're going to bring the bum down and the head up simultaneously. And then the hands will come through and cross in front like this. Choose which one is to be on the outside. Make sure the elbows are quite distant from the body, so not tight in like this. We want it to be open and stretched out. Turtle back, we call it, meaning that stretching the back out in all directions like that. And my knees above the ankles, of course, going back. And now I'm going to go up and down. Whichever was the outside arm, that one is going to turn and push up, and the other one is going to turn and push down like this. So turn, and as they push up and down, you're straightening up. The upper one goes above the head, straight up, and the lower one pushes straight down and then pulls to the side, palm down, and that turns your head to the side as well. And then you come back round, bring the lower one in, the top one in, and come and sit down, drawing the top one down on the inside, the lower one on the outside, and then we go up with the one that came from the bottom, is turning to go up now, and the other one that was up is now going down. The upper one above the head, the lower one pushes around the body and turns the head to look over the shoulder. We can do that again. Come back and cross. Now it's the lower one, on the outside, turning and going up, standing up, and turn to look to the side. Come back in, and stand up, and look to the side. I'll just do that to this side now. Cross, up, so you can stretch your back, down, and stretch. And then if you wanted it to be a bit deeper, a bit harder, you could come all the way down, you come all the way up, like this. You can play with that. And there are various other variations you could do, but that's enough, I guess, for now. Then when you finish that, bring the arms in to cross again. So in this position, push out, so you're making this big space, like this, and open, and press down, stand up. And then we're back to breathing. And now, just to finish off, I think I'll go through that sequence once more, but with just one example for each one. Okay, so here we go. Setting off with the sitting like this, the hands parallel, and then they come back, come down the body, and they go out again like that. And now they're going to open out as you stand, close as you sit, and then they open again. This time we turn the hands and bring them up, stretch up, look up, and sitting down, drawing the hands down, elbows to the front. If you come up, keep the feet flat here if you wish, stretch up, or if you want to, test your balance, stretch up by coming up onto the balls of the feet, and down. Turn the hands up. This time keep the feet flat for sure, stretch up and look up, and then turn your head to the front, sit down again, elbows to the side, and you come down like this, and palms up at the front. Turn the hands up shoulder height, push up, stretch up, look to the front, coming down, coming back up the same way, palms up, again pushing up but we're twisting. This is where you can see for yourself how much of a twist and how much effort you want to put into that. Don't overdo it, don't hurt yourself. You can see the idea of it is to get a twist through the whole body. And it's like wringing out a towel, like a wet towel. And that is actually affecting the internal organs, which helps them to reduce stress and remove toxins. So we're coming up like this again, so now push forward. So the hands come over. Bring the hands around. Down to cross, and then the lower hand is going to go up, the inner hand down, turn, look to the side, come back to the front, crossing. What was the lower hand is now going up. Turn to the other side, open up, come back to cross, push the hands away to open up. Press down and come back to our standing posture. And breathe in. And now, just to finish off, I think I'll go through that sequence once more, but with just one example for each one. Okay, so here we go. Setting off with the sitting like this, the hands parallel, and then they come back, come down the body, and they go out again like that. And now they're going to open out as you stand, close as you sit, and then they open again. This time we turn the hands and bring them up, stretch up, look up, and sitting down, drawing the hands down, elbows to the front, You can come up. Keep the feet flat here if you wish. Stretch up, or if you want to, test your balance. Stretch up by coming up onto the balls of the feet and down. Turn the hands up. This time keep the feet flat for sure. Stretch up and look up. And then turn your head to the front. Sit down again. Elbows to the side. And you come down like this. And palms up at the front. Turn the hands up shoulder height. Push up. Stretch up. Look to the front. Coming down. Coming back up the same way. Palms up. Again, pushing up, but we're twisting. This is where you can see for yourself how much of a twist and how much effort you want to put into that. Don't overdo it. Don't hurt yourself. You can see the idea of it is to get a twist through the whole body. And it's like wringing out a towel, like a wet towel. And that is actually affecting the internal organs, which helps them to reduce stress and remove toxins. So we're coming up like this again to now push forward. So the hands come over. Bring the hands around. Down to cross. And then the lower hand is going to go up. The inner hand down. Turn, look to the side. Come back to the front. Crossing. What was the lower hand is now going up. Turn to the other side, open up, come back to cross, push the hands away to open up, press down, and come back to our standing posture. And breathe in. Try not to let the eyes dart around the room. They're controlled by muscles as well. We want those to be relaxed. So just stare straight ahead. Pay attention to the body. If thoughts come in, as they will, just turn your attention back to the body. Tell yourself, I'll deal with those thoughts later on, whatever those issues might be. Just come back to the body, just for now, just for the space of a few breaths. I'm just going to finish with that. You don't have to do this. Just to stretch out the spine, bringing the body over onto forward bend and come up. Rest down. And that's it. Thank you.